We build on what matters. We build on relationships. We're Home Matters, for people who want more.
This episode was brought to you in part by Ben Herritage, financial, investment, retirement, money management, and planning. And by Angela Barrett at HomeMattersSC.com, building on what matters to you.
Hey guys, I've got with me today Ben Herritage, our financial advisor, and thanks again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's talk today about at what point should somebody seek out your advice, a financial advisor?
Great question, and something a lot of people struggle with. Financial advisors come in all shapes and sizes, but I always tell people, if you have any basic question about financial planning, which could be anything with taxes, insurance, investments, retirement planning, it can't hurt to start the conversation and start building a relationship with an advisor. A lot of people think they have to have millions of dollars or own a business or be about to retire. And yes, while those people all do need a financial advisor, I always tell people, as soon as you have that thought, like I have a question, that's when you should be talking to an advisor. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll start working with an advisor on a daily basis or monthly basis, but
sure,
as soon as you start to have questions, you need to start building relationships so that when you get to a point where you're going to retire, you've got that relationship built with an advisor.
So, this goes even to young people who don't have a whole lot in their savings and need to know how to do better to make sure they have the nest egg for later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of young people. Well, I won't say that. Let me back up. I don't work with a ton of young people. I work with several people in their 20s that I consider young people that their parents are clients of mine. And a lot of times it's their parents have worked with me for years and understand the value of having a relationship with an advisor. And they say, hey, will you talk to my kid about this? I've gone as far as done educational meetings with teenagers that are in high school. And again, it's because their parents know me and I'm working with them. And they say, hey, will you talk to my kid about this? And that's when it's good to work with an advisor. Now, a lot of times people in their 20s, they don't have anything. They're starting in a career. They have more debt than anything. But that's at a critical point when having a conversation with an advisor, even if it is just a conversation.
Right.
Hey, I'm going down this path. I need some advice. I need some help. Can you steer me in the right direction so that maybe as life goes on and life changes, I know who to talk to?
Right. Because you wrote an article recently about, when you're paying off your debt, you pay the high interest debt.
Yes.
It may not be the most amount of money that you owe back, but whatever is, however you phrased it. So I would think somebody would greatly benefit, you take a look at what they had and say, okay, this is what I'd pay off first.
Well, and it's easy for me because usually somebody in their 20s, they don't have a lot.
Right.
They don't have a lot of debt. They don't have a lot of assets, but they may have that one credit card out there that they got in college that they maybe shouldn't have got, or that they didn't tell their parents about because they're an adult. So they can do that on their own, or they went and financed a car at a rate they didn't shop around, and but now they're interested in buying a house, and they've got some debt they need to figure out, but they don't have much credit established. So a little bit of financial advice with somebody at that point in life goes a long way, I think, for decades to come.
And financial advisor, you also do financial planning and help people get that down, or is that a different animal altogether?
No, it's a different hat, but yet I wear both. I'll say that. Like some people have looked at me and said, well, Ben, you're my stockbroker. I'm like, I don't like that hat, but I wear I'll wear a lot of different hats. The one I don't want to wear is marriage counselor. But when it comes to financial planning, financial advisory, investment advisory, these are all common titles that we hear in our business. It's the financial services industry. I am licensed to give financial advice. That means I can charge a fee and give you financial advice. To do that, I go through a process. There's a lot of discovery. I got to know a lot of information to be able to give you advice. But there are a lot of people who call themselves financial advisors who aren't necessarily financial advisors, and they're giving away free advice because legally they can't charge. What that looks like to a lot of people is they ask you 20 questions and it gives them a score. And if you score 84, you're in this portfolio. And if you score 72, you're in this portfolio. And they're licensed to sell you investments. That doesn't necessarily mean they're licensed to give you advice. There's a difference.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very, very much. And guys, if y'all have any financial questions, please call Ben.
Yes, please do. Thank you.
Thanks.
This episode was brought to you in part by Ben Herritage, financial, investment, retirement, money management, and planning. And by Angela Barrett at HomeMattersSC.com, building on what matters to you.